I am here today to talk about the energies of this next week. We have a lot of planets in Gemini right now, and this is going to increase. I'm going to make a summary and then we amplify in the next days. So, first we have Mercury entering Gemini on June 3rd. This is the ruler of the sign, so this energy available is linked with opening our minds, more flexibility, wanting to acquire new information, curiosity, communicating with others, generating new bonds, these kind of things. Also, on June 4th, Mercury thus creates its union with Jupiter, and it is going to perfect the trine with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, which is about expansive ideas, new changes that we want to implement in projects, acquiring, again, new information that can really transform us, that has a sense, a purpose in our path. This is also about implementing new technologies in projects, but as always, from my perspective, everything has its dualities. But the important thing is the sense and the consciousness with which these technologies are applied. They are, the artificial intelligences are evolving very, very fast. So, there are people using them for their studies. And I think this is one more reason to understand that the educational system is collapsing and that we need new ways, new structures. For now, the artificial intelligence doesn't have consciousness, which we humans, we can develop it. But we don't know how they are going to evolve. It is very important, this and things that I mentioned last week, to take in account that we could be very overcharged in our mind. It is important to put boundaries to the overconsumption of information and social media and all of these things. And mainly, we are going to be pushed to do that because the same day, on June 4th, we have the Venus star point, which is Venus uniting the Sun. And they are going to create this square. They are going to be in orb of a square with Saturn in Pisces, which invites us to consolidate, to give form to a desire, to make a plan in a certain way for the next 6 months. This is part of the configuration also of the new moon in Gemini. This Venus star point in a square with Saturn is also about growth in relationships, to reinforce them, to open ourselves to the communication and to listen to others in a responsible and conscious way. And let's remember that Venus applies for every relationship 1-1. And this is not only about a partner, it could be a friend, a society, brothers or sisters when we are talking about Gemini. So it is also important to establish healthy boundaries, to be in coherence with our own soul and to say no if we really don't want, if we understand that there are certain relationships that are not contributing, we are not contributing to each other, to this nurturing and these lessons, and we cannot accompany to each other to evolve, basically. So that is something that, we all have to know inside in terms of our relationships. June 6th, we have the new moon in Gemini, which is about beginnings, new movements, new directions, but all of them with this big commitment. We have to understand that this is about constructing something. We can explore options. This is also very linked with Gemini. But Saturn is going to ask us for commitment, and this perseverance and this patience that we have to develop in order to build anything in the matter. The last transit that I wanted to comment, this is something that is more part of the next week, but we are going to feel it, this one, because Mars is going through the last degrees of Aries, and it is going to enter in Taurus on June 9th. And when it enters in Taurus, it is going to create this square, this tension with Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, but we are going to feel it even when Mars is still in Aries. From the 6th or 7th, we are going to feel it. But as I said, it is going to be perfected the next week. So in the collective level, well, this could be traduced as a very conflictive energy. Sorry, there is an insect flying. Well, this could be traduced as an insect, as a very conflictive energy. So, as I always say, it is very important to focus in the ways that we can channel this energy. Mainly, this transit is talking about making a very transformative change. You know, the energy of Pluto is always talking about death and transformation and rebirth also. And the energy of Mars is about action, is about the moves, the action that we take for our own desires. And Mars in Taurus is a Mars that, perseveres, likes to give form, has this willpower, but it is at its own pace. So Pluto in Aquarius could bring this acceleration, and there we could have the resistances to the accelerations of the transformations that we cannot control. So the survival instinct could be activated, and wanting to control the things that cannot, or feeling very threatened by the situations. But everything is to remind us that we are ceding the power to those situations. This could also could be manifested in aggressiveness. So it is very important to not judge the anger, but to channel it in the most responsible way, to find a channel to release that energy, and to hear what that energy is telling us, because many times anger is a product of not wanting to hear a call of the soul. So everything is going to happen in order for us to move forward in more authenticity. To this Pluto in Aquarius is inviting us to assume our power, to vibrate in this in another level of authenticity. But Mars in Taurus, as I said, and the energy of Taurus in general could have these resistances to, move out from a familiar space, a safe zone, with quotation marks, because everything that Pluto is showing that needs to be transformed, it is because it is stagnant, and stagnancy is the real death. So, I wanted to comment about this, but we are going to talk about this transit later. So I am ending this video here. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.